Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, you say good morning? You say good morning? Benji even said good morning this morning. Hello, everyone. How are you? Let's see. It is Friday. Yay, Friday. It's Friday. Fridays mean a little less in the COVID pandemic situation, don't they? But still, it's Friday. Friday is, for most people, the end of their work week and days that they get to start playing with their Cricuts again. Good morning to everyone. I hope that you're all well, whether you're watching this live or maybe later recorded. Good morning. So today we're going to do a Friday craft, which is actually taken from an Anna Griffin card that we're going to make into a craft. And tomorrow, which is date night, so Saturday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time here on Facebook Live at the Miss Rita to the Rescue page, we'll have date night. And I'm thinking, Diana, you're funny. I'm thinking that tomorrow night we'll work on infusible ink, pens, and markers, because this is something I've been telling everybody that I wanted to go over with them, and I haven't done it. I haven't scheduled it. So we're going to do some infusible ink, pens, and markers, sort of what to do, how to use them, and we'll include the freestyle ones in there, and then show you how it works with your EasyPress, and all of that. So, oh, I'm sorry to hear that about the COVID. Yeah, Shirley. Someone came into, so no symptoms yet. That's good. Some people are not having symptoms, but yeah. So tomorrow night is our date night at 7 o'clock. So we're going to be doing infusible ink pens, and we'll use the freestyle ones. I'll show you how to use it, the EasyPress. We'll also have some giveaways. We have $50 monthly giveaways that we do. This is like a monthly thing that we do. I have 10 giveaways, but we have 5 winners. Actually, I'm looking to get in contact with one of the winners, Eileen Ramspacker. If you hear this, Eileen, will you send me an email at Miss Rita to the Rescue at Gmail, because you are a winner. And I want to, at the end of the thanks, Kirsten. At the end of the month, I want to be able to send you out the gift, which is a secret this month. But last month, what we did was we gave $50, and it was pens and some tools. So if you did not get your Lisa, I want to ask you, Lisa, I think it was Lisa Webster, said that she didn't get hers. So definitely send me an email if you still have it. Yeah, let's talk about the the mystery box, because there were some people that were disappointed. So, okay, let me just tell you about the mystery boxes is that they are very limited. They're trying to make them so that it's easier for people to get them, which is why they do the previews, and now it's why they only have the product experts doing the announcing and all of that. But it's still sort of catch it if you can. And some people said, that they had some very difficult things that were going on in their lives, like funerals and stuff. And clearly those things are way more important than a mystery box. And you can, there will be one every month, at minimum of one of every month. And there are 2 kinds of mystery box. Oh, good, Annette. I'm glad. There are 2 kinds of mystery box. There's the ones that are access exclusive, and that's the ones that contain the cuties. okay? And that's just a perk that you get for being kind of a perk that you get for being an Access member. They're trying to drive more people to the membership. Personally, I think the membership is a great deal because I use, and if you follow me a lot, you'll notice that I use almost exclusively, I use Cricut Access images, so that my assumption is when you're coming here that you're probably thinking about or already are Cricut Access customer, member, or whatever you want to call it, because it's hard for me to just find images that are completely free, and so there you go. I try to make the assumption that everybody is an Access member. I know that's a little confusing, but I try not to use, where you have to pay for files or that are from outside designers. Every once in a while, I'll introduce one that's either free or a small fee, like when we did the perpetual calendar. It was $2.50 through a separate designer. But most all of the other things that we've done, losing my voice, have been free that were part of Cricut Access. And that is also the same as today's program, okay? Okay, so today we're going to do Anna Griffin. If you don't know who Anna Griffin is, she's a designer. I think she's from Georgia, very sweet little petite lady, and she does a lot of floral, very vintagey kind of images, very delicate, and we've done some of her projects before because she has a great association with Cricut, and all of her images are now free if you're a Cricut Access customer. So this particular image, which is a rose, and it is a part of a grouping called the Lovely Layered Cards, I think. Lovely Layered Cards. I'm going to show you how to find it. I did have to make some adjustments to this, so I wanted to show you how you would do that. But the end result is this. I don't know if you can see it, if there's a glare, but this is an 8 by 8 inch shadow. This is the display. It's called a display case, 8 by 8. I got this at Michael's in a 3-pack. They are on sale right now. I noticed I got their one of their sale items. So it's 8 by 8. It came in a 3-pack. So I think it was like originally $24, and I might have paid half that. So it was a really good deal. And I was thinking, and it comes in black, white, and like kind of like a gray wood look to it. So I was thinking my guest bedroom is just about done. Oh my gosh, it's taken forever for this guest bedroom to be done, but it's almost about done, and I'm going to have to start to decorate it, and I want to go back and do this kind of floral, pink floral, because my mom's probably going to end up staying in that guest bedroom more than anyone, and she likes this style. So I thought, okay, I'll start with a little bit of framed art so I can kind of look forward to and work around and decorate that room. I'm not really keen on being an interior decorator, so this is good for me. It will be like kind of sort of a way to sort of look forward to getting that room ready. And it's been a long time. It originally was Owen's room, my son Owen's room, and he's moved down into the basement and where there's more room. And so I had the whole room redone. It's an old house, and so I had to have the ceiling and actually the walls replaced because they were all the horsehair plaster, or as we say it, horsehair plaster. And they were, after over 100 years, they were starting to crumble. So I had to get that all done. And it just took a really long time, and there was a lot of dust. So I'm pretty excited about being able to move into that space. So yeah, this is just for me as an incentive and also to show you how to use besides making cards, which there are fabulous cards, but besides making cards, how to use some of Anna's images. Okay, so we can get started. Thanks for, so this rose is beautiful. It makes a beautiful card, and I've used it many times. And I thought, in our whole like little love fest, that it would be something that would kind of go with that theme. And I want to show you where I got it from. So I'm going to save this. And I'm going to start fresh with a blank slate, so that just kind of like what you're going to do. So to find this image, you're going to go to images here. And my favorite place to go in the image search is image sets. It's under highlighted categories, image sets. Now, as I mentioned, this comes from Anna Griffin. So I'm going to put in her first name, Anna, in the image set because I know that her name is part of the image set title. That's the thing about searching by image sets, is that you have to know what's in the title. So if you search by Disney, you'll find the Disney stuff. If you search by Anna, you'll find the Anna Griffin stuff. If you search by Valentine's, you'll only find images that are from an image set that has the word Valentine in it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to type in Anna, and she has quite a few, like 44 image sets here, which can be a little overwhelming. We've done some of her 3D things like for Christmas, and she has a number of really wonderful things here. A lot as Christmas, but there's a lot throughout the year, including there's a font, it's called Soiree Lettering. There's a font here, and we're going to sort of scroll down to the image set called Lovely Layered Cards. Anna's Lovely Layered Cards. There's actually two of these. There's Lovely Layered Cards, and then there's Lovely Layered Cards 2, which we'll be using in another show upcoming for the Chinese New Year. There's a beautiful Chinese pagoda in there, so we'll use that for something. But we're going to go to this one, Lovely Layered Cards. It's the first one, and we're going to click on there, and you'll notice that there are these wonderful cards, and there's maybe like 5 or 6 themed cards. So here's one that I've used. I've used this a lot for sympathy cards, and there's one that's kind of very masculine, kind of geometric. And if you continue to scroll down, you'll find some floral ones, including the rose one. Okay. Now here's the thing that you want to be cognizant of. The cards come in different sizes. Okay. So looking right here, this is like more of a 5x7 or an A2 size card. And then this is a square card. And then also, in addition to the 2 sizes, there's some that have this strip across it like this. And that is so that you can take these sentiments and put them on there for the front of the card, which is beautiful. And I've done this many, many times. It leads to a beautiful card. But we don't want that for this because we just want the image. And so that we can resize it correctly, we're going to choose the square, okay? Because we have a square piece, a square shadow box or what do they call it? Display case that we're using. So we're going to choose the square rose without that strip that we would put the writing on it. But you can choose, you can do whatever you want. But this is what we're doing today. We're going to choose the square rose pattern, okay? But if you've never seen this image set before, definitely there's one with the 2 roses, and it's really beautiful, but that is for full size. So we're going to do the one that's just one big rose on there, okay? So we're going to just click on it so that has the green over there, and you'll see down the bottom it says insert. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to insert it. It comes in with an envelope. We don't need the envelope for this case, so we're going to ungroup it. And we're going to eliminate the envelope. Make sure you regroup your file. Now, this is an 8x8 size display case. Yours might be different. Some of them come in like 6x6, 10x10. But I'm going to size it for what I have, which is 8x8. So first thing I want to do is I want to resize it to be the 8x8. I know it's going to be bigger than the mat, but that's okay. So we're going to size the width because you see it has the back on there. So we're going to size the width as 16. There's a reason that I'm doing that, just so that you know. But so I'm going to resize the entire group as 16. And then I'm going to ungroup it. And let me show you what it consists of. So I'm going to make my screen a little smaller. So it has all these layers. It has 2 pink layers and then a green layer and then this sort of off-white or ivory layer. And then this is the inside layer and then this is the outside layer. Now all of these layers are approximately 8 inches. They're slightly smaller, okay, but that's just so that when we're piling together they kind of come across that way. Okay, so they're all sized when we did by the 8x8 because it's 16x16. So now we have to take these 2 pieces and we have to cut them down because we do not need the back end of the card, right? Because we're just doing the front of the card to make our art. So what we need to do is to detach and remove this scoring. Okay, so we're going to do that. And here's the scoring piece and we can just exit out. So now we have a big old square that is 16 inches by 8 inches high, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a shape. And that is over here, shape. We'll choose a square shape. And just to kind of get you started, it comes in at 3.11. That's just the general that it comes in at. So you're going to want to let's start it off at 8, just to kind of get us going. Now, if you do it at just 8, then when you cut this and slice it, technically you should have an 8-inch square here. And so you can do it this way, or you can do it this other way. So you would slice it, you see, you would take this and you would slice it, or you could do it a little easier and then just change the width by unlocking this and changing the width to 8. And then you have this. You have your piece. However, this does not work with this one because this is blank and this is not. So what we're going to do is detach, take off of this scoring, and we're going to use our box for this particular case. So you see I'm like lining up the box, and I guess for me, I would prefer that the box be ever so slightly bigger because I want to make sure the entire back is taken off, okay? But I want to maintain the complete front of the card. And so here is my slightly bigger than 8 inches squared card shape. And then I have my card that I want to lop off the back of. So I'm going to then select both of them, and then I'm going to do slices down here. And what slice is like, it's like, think of in terms of making cookies with a cookie cutter. You roll out the dough and then you put the cutter on there, right? And then you push it down. That's the top thing is your cookie cutter. And then what ends up happening is you have layers that are left. So that's what I've done here. And these layers I'm just going to peel off and delete, you see? And what's left is my image that I want. Okay, so that's how to slice from a larger size card. So now we have all of these perfectly sized pieces, and all we have to do is cut them out. And so here, I'll just show you, this is the way that they would go on there. And don't mess up the, I would keep them in that order just simply because when you come back, it might be a little difficult to put this all together. But you see, we have 6 layers here, starting with it always starts with in the back, something that has almost no cutouts or no cutouts at all, and then it progresses. So here's this one, it has a few cutouts, and then this one has a few more than the previous one, and then goes to even more, and then here, and then finally the top one has all the cutouts. That's so that each progressive layer shows through just a little bit and gives you the shape. Okay, the shape and the form of the rose. That's how the lovely layered cards work. Okay, so I hope that that's understandable. I want to just make sure I check in with everybody and see if that is an understandable way. Could you change the score line to cut and slice it with that? Annette, that is I never thought of that. Annette, that is a great idea. Why didn't I ever think of that, Annette? That's a fabulous idea. So we could do it that way as well. Now, I would cut these out, and I have cut these out in 8.5 by 11 inch paper. I do get my paper from Michael's, the 8.5 by 11 inch paper, and this will work for that. And just to give you an example, in case you're, just sort of tuning in, this is the 8.5 by 11 inch from Michael's. It cuts beautifully. I cannot say that stuff from Hobby Lobby or Joann's cuts great on a Cricut because I just don't know. But for me, I have had tremendous success with this 8.5 by 11 inch solid cardstock from Michael's, and it's often on sale. You can get like a 50 pack for not on sale, like about $6, at least in the US. And then it's often on sale where you can get the 50 packs for sometimes between $2 and $3, and it's well worth it. And I have, in all the different colors. It often comes in packs of all the same color, like white, black, cream, even some pinks come in one color. But I like they have these packs that are sort of theme based. So these pinks came from a grouping called like Pink Buttons or something like that. And it cuts really, really well. You put it on a 12 by 12 inch mat, and then you go ahead and cut it. So we're hearing back from Rachel saying that Hobby Lobby has paper packs and she uses those and she loves them. So there you go. If you live in a place that has Hobby Lobby, I don't. So I'm just sharing what I know, but Rachel says that the Hobby Lobby paper does cut really well. So I'm not going to cut this today just simply because it's a pretty boring cut. You just have to go and hit make it, and then you'll see there are 6 layers, and you would just go ahead and choose the proper, and in my case I choose medium cardstock, and I just go ahead and cut this out, and then I remove it from the mat and then move on and do all 6 pieces, and then I can put it together. So I've already cut out a set of these, and I want to show you how to put it together for your frame. Okay, so I'm going to move you in just a second and show you how to take apart the frame and all of that fun stuff. So let me move you. All right, so again, we're making this, which is, I just want to make sure you guys can see everything. All right, so we're making this, which is a framed art. And I think if you wanted to, you could even put, like if this was a gift or something or a memorial thing. You could probably put vinyl on here, and that will be beautiful as well. Or I gave something similar to this when my aunt died to her daughter, and I put like a memorial down here on the bottom and on the top, like her name, and then a little quote. So you can either put it on directly on the glass or on the square, and it's really beautiful and will last forever since it's under glass, and it's just really pretty. So the way that these work is that this particular one that I have has like a little piece inside that keeps it so you don't squish what you're putting inside. So you want to flip it over and then just loosen up or push up these little tab things. They're metal. And we're just doing that all around. And then you can see, then you can turn it around and see how this is made up. So here is the actual frame. There's the back. You see there are those things. And then here is the glass. Try not to touch it because it's probably all cleaned up. So here's the glass. We want to put that aside. And then here is the piece that gives a separation between the glass and the back. This is important to be aware of, because if your particular one does not have this, then I would recommend using something like pop dots to give that sort of puffy look, a 3D look. But because this already has it, I chose not to use the pop dots. And then this is just whatever, throw away. And here is the back. Okay. So I'm going to take and move all of these pieces to the side because I don't need them right now. And here is my back of it. And I want to make sure that the tab here is at the very top because I'm going to build it like this. And then here are all my my layers, and you notice that it's just ever so slightly smaller. I cut this out ever so slightly smaller than the 8x8, but generally speaking, if you do the 8x8, it should work. I just did it because I was thinking maybe the space was smaller, but it wasn't, and so that's, you know, my error there. But it won't show, so that's okay too. So, all right, so here is the back, and as I mentioned when we were looking at the screen, so here is the first cutout piece, and so this part here is the cutout, and then comes the green, like this. My green got a little ripped, but that's okay, it's not going to see it. And then comes the first of the pinks, you see, and it's starting to show the layers where you would put these on here so you wouldn't see the background of that. This one comes over, it's slightly different, so it gives you that inside of the flower. And then here is the last piece. Just like this. And we're just going to glue it together. Again, if you have a different kind of a frame, you might want to use what I call pop dots. I had some over here. Here they are. These are pop dots, but basically they're foam mounting pieces. They have adhesive on either side, and it would give kind of like a lift to it. But in this particular case, I don't need it. So because I have that piece that's inside. So I'm just going to like flip it over here and start working on the back of the frame. See that? I'm going to flip like this. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue. And in this case, in the last piece, you can use a little bit more glue. If you're wondering about the glue, I do use something called, I use two different kinds of glue. I use art glitter glue, which it's kind of a little hard to find at in the winter time, but it is a nice glue. It's called Art Glitter Glue. And then I've been using this one, Barely Art Precision Craft Glue, which doesn't have the same problems that Art Glitter Glue has, which is a freezing. They don't ship Art Glitter Glue in the winter time because it freezes, and it doesn't perform the same way. So, here you go. So since it's winter, I'm not using that glue so that you don't say, oh, I must get that glue and then be disappointed that you didn't get it. All right. So I'm just simply putting the glue, whatever glue you use, by the way, is fine. You just don't want to use a whole lot. This project, you might use a little bit more than if you're making a card, but honestly, you don't need a whole lot of glue in general with any kind of thing, and it can warp your project if you're using too much. Okay. And so I am just building this like this. Now, I did have a little bit of a problem when I was cutting this particular piece, which that's fine. I'm just going to put a little extra glue on there so that it will lay flat like that. But you see how it's starting to build kind of like a 3D looking flower. It's really pretty. So I'm working from the back and I'm just putting a little bit of glue. Make sure you get the edges, but also the inside. And you don't need a whole lot here. So all around here, I'm going to put a few extra little dots here where this cutout is so that it stays in place. And we want it to go so that, and I'll lift it up so you can kind of see, but we want it to go so that you're not seeing the other colors behind it. I mean, there will be a little tiny edge, and you're going to do better than I am because I'm working where I'm looking through a camera lens, so it's a little bit hard. Normally I have my head closer to the project, so it's a little bit easier to do it that way for me anyway. So you'll do it a little bit better than me, right? You'll do better. And we continue to build this. It's important that you don't mess around with your layers because sometimes you can get a little bit messed up and some of the layers don't look right. And that's when you have to go back to your original cut or your original image and make sure that you have all the layers correctly done. Okay. And that happens, and don't get frightened or upset about it because it happens to the best of us. I've done it myself where I put something together and like that does not look right, so it does happen. All right. So getting done, almost done. Just want to make sure that's all pressed down. And then the last piece here. Okay. It's a little more labor intensive as you get up to the different edges, and this is actually how you would put together the card too, so it becomes a little more intricate, and so you have to be a little more precise with your gluing. And the last piece, whoop. Okay, you guys. All right, now see here, I got messed up. So I'm like, all right, it needs to go around this way. Okay. All right. And there is our completed one. Now, again, you guys are going to do it a lot more precise than I am because I'm kind of like looking through a camera lens. So it's a little bit hard. I get things off a little bit. But once you have that done, you can then bring your frame back in. And I have it so that it's correctly put together. Here's the frame, the glass is on the bottom, which I don't want to touch. And then here is this little piece on the inside that's going to give it that like separation. Then I'm going to take the piece and turn it around. See, that's why we put this on the top. Turn it around, and then we're going to fit it in here so that all of those little prongs, I guess they're prongs, are facing up, not stuck inside. And then we're just going to press them back in. And that's it. Now that was, I mean, I didn't cut it out for you, but the cutting out doesn't take a whole lot of time. So less than an hour, you can have a really beautiful piece that you made yourself. And it's just so, hi Lori, it's just so clever. I mean, honestly, there is a great feeling of making something yourself, isn't there? And so you're able to, and for me, now I have 2 pieces of framed art that I'm going to put in my spare bedroom that my mom is going to come, and she loves roses and she loves these colors, so this is going to work out really, really well. So that is today's project. It's an Anna Griffin image. If you came in late, I will show you where I got it from so that you know, and you don't have to choose this rose. There are other images that you can choose from. And we went to images and we went to image sets. We typed in Anna, and then when we did that, it brought up all of Anna Griffin's image sets. I was going to call them cartridges. All of her image sets were looking for Anna's lovely layered cards, although there are 2. There's lovely layered cards and lovely layered cards too. And then you could choose any of these. I chose the ones that were the one that was square without the strip. And there are quite a few. Let's say there's about 6 different ones. There's one with butterflies. There's ones with all different color flowers. And there are some with like geometric looking, design. So that's where I got those from, and they are all part of Cricut Access. Okay, that's going to do it for us for today. I will point out that if you have just joining us, we've had a great week that we've done a number of really great projects. So if you didn't get to see them, what did we do this week? We did an owl. Owl Be Yours Valentine's treat bag and a pencil holder for the kiddos. We did some really beautiful signs, like long form signs on our Cricut Joy, and those were just really lovely. And what else did we do? Oh, we made pillow covers out of patterned cardstock. We made a lovely card yesterday that was, what was the card yesterday? I've forgotten what it was. We do so many projects. So if you're looking for those, definitely subscribe to and go to YouTube. You'll find my YouTube channel at Miss Rita to the Rescue. Okay, Lori, I can repost. So Miss Rita to the Rescue is where I keep all of the videos, and there are hundreds of them. There's like 300 or 400 of them. And this, as someone pointed out to me yesterday, this is sort of like more like a podcast format. So what ends up happening is a lot of like, I will repeat things over time. So it's not necessarily kind of like done like a tutorial. So there are a lot of little tidbits that are inside, and it's worth it to go back and watch them again. So definitely worth it. to be able to be subscribed to YouTube. Also, I will point out one other thing, in that we still have a Cricut EasyPress Mini that we're going to be giving away, and there is and I always put in the description of the video how you can do it. It's at the bottom, how you can enter, and I'm asking people to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to follow me on Facebook, and then they can enter their name into the Rafflecopter thing, the Rafflecopter giveaway, and I'm going to be picking a prize. I think I'll wait a few more days and then I'll pick the prize. Let's do it for date night next Saturday. So you have until next Saturday to get your name in for the EasyPress Mini, okay? So thanks everybody for joining me today. I'll see you again tomorrow night. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here after this show, just kind of cleaning up my my craft studio, and then getting ready for tomorrow night, which is going to be infusible ink, markers, and pens, okay? So someone's asking about resticking matte. Yes, you can restick matte. And someone's asking about this glue called Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. I did get a bottle of this, as you can see. And so I'm going to be doing, and in fact, I probably do, maybe I can do it this weekend, show you how to use this Tack It Over and Over for your matte, because you do have to water it down a little bit, and then you sort of paint it onto your mat. So I've been waiting to do that until after the holidays, so it might be a good time to do it. I also use, if you're using the smaller mats, like the Joy mats, or just in a pinch, I have used this. It's called Zig Memory System 2-way glue. This particular kind that has a chisel tip is the best one to buy, and this does restick your mats very well, but it's not the same as the Aleene's, which you can get it all over stick. And where did I get it? Oh, the Aleene's, again, Aleene's is called Tack It Over and Over. I believe I got this on Amazon, and this Zig Memory System 2-way glue actually is stocked at Michael's, but the best price I found is when you buy them in like more than like maybe like a lot quantity of like 6, and on Amazon, of course, Amazon. So everybody can get things from Amazon, and you can also buy them at various other places. I'm pretty sure that this Aleene Tack It Over and Over can probably be found in like Joann's and Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. What's really interesting about this that I haven't yet tried is that it creates glue dots as well. You know, those glue dots that we use sometimes to do crafting. It will also create glue dots anyway. Monday mystery material resticking mats. Would that be useful knowledge to you? Because if it would, I will take the time and do the resticking the mats. I was thinking for Monday, I was going to do holographic vinyl. So, which is something, you know, we have a lot of vinyl. So I was thinking about something that was vinyl related. So I was thinking some kind of vinyl. So I think I'll come on Sunday, Lori, and do the resticking mats video, so that we're not going to take up our project time with something like resticking mats. I don't know if the mats are recyclable, Kelly. I am a huge recycling fan. And so what I end up doing is I keep my mats, and I have like 200 mats that some of them I don't use anymore, but because I don't know if they're recyclable, I don't want to throw them away. So there you go. Anyway. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Yeah, holographic. I think it would be fun to do some holographic vinyl. And I think we'll probably do cut it out on the Joy on Monday. I think that would be fun. All right. when you do resticking, maybe include washing. Okay, yeah, we've done the washing before, but it's always good to repeat it for people. I think a lot of people, when they get their machines, don't realize that, because it's a machine, it's sort of like a sewing machine. You have to maintain it, and you also have to maintain the parts of it. And so in a Cricut, parts include the mats, right? And the mats and the blades, and then other things that you can put in it. So when you look at a Cricut like a sewing machine, then you'll realize, okay, so there you go. Yeah, Sandra, some people do have trouble with cleaning the mats, and so I can go over that. It's really simple. It's just a little labor intensive, and sometimes doesn't always work, but that's why we have a resticking ability to restick as well. So that's great. Thanks everybody for coming today. We'll see you again tomorrow night, hopefully. And if you don't get a chance to make it, then just check on the YouTube channel, and that's where the video will be. Okay, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.